Right. So thank you for joining our maybe third planning call here. So the last couple times we went over a lot of stuff. We don't always have to take an hour for these things. We can take longer, we can make shorter. I'm probably just saying this because I'm at the end of my day and had a pretty long day, but we can talk for now. It's fine too. Should we just kind of go again from top to bottom over all the events real quick and just kind of see where everything's at?
Yeah, and just a heads up as far as timing goes, Alex was going to join this call, but he said he had a conflict with the first 30 minutes, so he said he'd be joining at the end.
Okay.
So I can stick around and talk to him if you need to drop off, but probably should keep that part of the discussion towards the end, regardless.
Awesome. Let's do that. And I will share the event planning document again. Some nice sounds here too.
Oh, sorry.
Cool music.
Maybe that's what we need.
The export video. I'll just put it in the chat. I was just working on it.
Awesome. Love it. Okay, how about we just start from the furthest out then, and then we kind of keep the Designathon for later if that's when Alex comes into play and joins. So Presidio, I think we basically got some more information from the local team there. And they're going to help us organize it too. So there'll be a maximum of 20 people in San Francisco at this co-working space. They'll try to get there are some Bitcoin startups that work there. There might be some other locals. And otherwise, it's not really, there's a lot TBD. I mean, if anyone wants to join some of those conversations, there's a lot to figure out there still. But it seems like it's becoming, there's more agreement that it is going to happen. So that's good.
There's a lot of people, there's people rallying around it. So there's people keen on having it happening. There's nothing that's been planned yet. There's a bunch of ideas that are going around. Right now, we're talking about marketing, getting people on the podcast, promoting it on the podcast so we can get people to join. There's already interest from some people who work in the co-working space to attend it as well. So I think it's going to be a very fun event. So just hop into the Google document. I shared it in the conferences channel as well. If we could get a little bit more, comments on that Google document in terms of ideas. There are constraints with regards to the venue itself, as Christoph said, maximum 20. So yeah, looking forward to that one. I think it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, me too. I threw in an eCash workshop idea there. I want to throw in maybe one more that's a little bit more hands-on. That one kind of felt a little bit like a presentation learn, but maybe that's okay. It seems like we have a lot of time to fill. So, but yeah, I'll try to think of something else as well.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah, and we need to make sure that all the conversations that we're having, we actually put them in this document, because anything in a chat conversation just gets lost in the end.
Yeah.
Keep it structured. Yeah, cool. Anything else on this one?
So the idea, this sort of the rough idea for the event is to keep it very focused. Ideally, if we could, interview the people who we think are attending, ask them what they're interested in, and then the topics are actually based on the interests of the people who are attending, which means that the people who are attending decide the topics. And this is going to get a more high level of commitment from the people who are attending, because if we focus on the topics that they are passionate about, they will, be very interested in coming. And then the kind of idea would be that we would then, have these open discussions. This is just an idea, have these discussions about these particular topics. So let's say 3 topics are decided: Bolt, Fun, eCash, and something else. Then we have these topical discussions. Then we say, hey, do we have all of the people in the room right now to solve these problems from a UX perspective? And then on the tail end of that, we sprint and we solve those UX challenges. So it's more about like kind of letting the group decide who's attending. And just interviewing them beforehand. What are you passionate about? What do you want to do? And just keeping it in like a sprint format that's very goal orientated. I really don't want the event to be just about like talking. I want to see stuff happening, like action implementation.
And if you have a whole week, it's good to mix things up, right? To have some things where you learn something new, you're listening a bit, then you get tired. Maybe you just want to hang out with people. You want to chat about a problem, brainstorm. Maybe then you want to sit down with 3 people and actually hack away at a problem or so. So just mix things up. I mean, usually the thing with these events is that people, you don't even need to force them to talk about this Bitcoin stuff. They just talk about it all the time anyways. It's just facilitating kind of different formats, and then, people kind of take it from there, because if you get the right people who love what they do, it just kind of carries.
Yeah, I think if we can keep a mixture of sort of a very designed format mixed with something that feels a bit more loose, I'd like to be involved in the more structured approach, because I like that kind of stuff. And then, the loose end of things where people are, just, Mm-hmm. So that's basically it from that one. And as Christoph said, we don't have to keep this call to an hour, because by the end of this call, Christoph and I would have had 3.5 hours of phone calls today. And it is 6 p.m. in where Christoph is and where I am right now. And Eric.
All right. Cool. So next one, which would be Prague. So here's the situation with Prague. The official Hack Day event signups have closed. So the Stick, who organizes that part, they got a ton of submissions now, and some of them will be relevant to the design track. So I talked to Michael. We're going to try to get in contact with Stick, see what design submissions that they have. Then we have our own. Michael's going to talk about the core app that went through. Eric, you're going to talk about eCash. Did you actually submit, or?
I haven't submitted, no.
Okay, cool. Then we'll have to sneak you in. And then we'll probably talk about the activists or the guide research ones. And so we have kind of a baseline, and then we just need to see what other submissions were there, and then just kind of try to fill it in. But hopefully next week we'll have a conversation with Stick, and then just kind of have an idea of what our current program looks like. And also need to start asking him at that opportunity about, can we get the same room, the same furniture, the same setup, and some other details. But yeah, so that's kind of what's happening there right now. Because I do think the main action is still on the Designathon, maybe for this week, next week, a couple of weeks or so. Any questions on Prague?
I lost connection for a bit. The last I heard was we'll have to sneak you in, and then
okay. Yeah. I was just saying that next week we'll get an update from Stick on organizational things, and then I think we can plan things out in more detail. But yeah, and then I just said that the Designathon was this week's focus, and last week's focus was really the Designathon, to get that off the ground, which I think worked out pretty great.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Yeah, I didn't realize I had to submit for Prague, so my bad on that. I thought that we kind of similar as last time. There was just a space for us, and it was up to us to create the.
That was my understanding too. I just want to make sure that that's how Stick saw it as well. I'm just going to double check on that, because that was my understanding as well. But yeah, maybe some other design speakers already submitted there, and if not, then we'll need to put in some effort to find some people and make a nice program. Yeah, cool. Oslo Freedom. Anything else for Prague? Or, I mean, yeah, I don't think there's anything else that's super urgent, like side events or so. If you want to go for dinner, that can come later. Yeah, Oslo Freedom Forum. Anything new? Still
very quick 30-second update there. We're confirming a location for doing the one-on-one interviews. The interview script is already ready.
Oh, nice.
That's for the jobs to be done interviews. So there's 2 things happening in Oslo. It's going to be the one-on-one interviews, where we already have a location confirmed. The script is already ready. And then it's going to be the usability tests of White Noise, as well as Dana Wallet. For Dana Wallet, Yashraj has very kindly organized a call with the Dana Wallet team, just specifically about the usability tests at Oslo Freedom Forum. And I'm actually having a call with White Noise, Jeff, next week, not next week Monday, but the week after Monday, to plan their usability test. So yeah, everything's just happening as it is. It's nothing that, it's not like any materials or anything need to be created that much. So it just moves along.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who's going to be doing the interviews? You mentioned it's going to be like a limited group. Have you guys
Yeah, I
decided?
think it will pretty much just be Christoph and myself doing the interviews for that. But I do believe that White Noise and possibly Dana Wallet might need some help with the usability tests. So yeah, Shraj.
Yeah. So on the Dana Wallet thing, as you just said, no, we have a call on.
It's a bit hard to hear you. Yeah, Bash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
I
sound.
don't know why that is. Just.
How about now?
So
Is
it
it
sounds a little
better
better.
now? Okay, yeah. It's my AirPods as usual. Um, but we do have a UX research plan for Dana Wallet, and I think that is something Christoph and Mo and we can discuss during the dinner call. Also, we plan to do the jobs to be done thing. If we can get some help on that, that will be awesome. And also, we would have either prototypes for user testing, or we will have a functioning application as well, so we can test some things. Like, so we hope to do some of the user testing on the live app if we can, because that's optimum, right? And the last thing on this is that the Dana Wallet guys, they are in touch with HRF, and they are planning to be there for sure. And the HRF has
Amazing.
said, yeah, you guys can attend and you guys can just come and show up. So I expect that they should be able to be helping you on some of the dinner wallet things for sure. And we would not just put it all on you guys, because I know that you guys are gonna have so much to do. So
Amazing.
and hopefully we can discuss all of this in the call next week. So I'm really excited about that.
Thank you so much for organizing, Yashraj. We will miss you there.
Yeah. It sucks that I can't be there, but at least we will be able to hopefully have the devs there. And I think it's like really important for the devs also to be there, because they are like hardcore devs and Bitcoiners and all of that. And for them to be able to talk to these activists and have some face time, I think it will be really helpful for them also.
Amazing. Perfect.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. It usually changes a lot of things when you see people use your tool and hear them talk about it. Okay, sounds good. Anything else with Oslo? Good.
No.
Then should we already cover Designathon and everything that comes with that, which seems to be more and more stuff every call?
Yeah. Christoph and Mo, on the Designathon, about the judges, is that something you guys want to talk about?
Um,
Judges?
so we definitely can talk about it. The way I think about it is that what do we need to done this week, get done this week? What do we need to get done next week?
Okay, yeah.
And this week it was like, for example, get the website out and get the signups done. Like we
Yeah.
now have a sign up form. I can show you my
Yes.
background here. There's like 18 people have signed, 19 people have signed up.
Wow.
So
Awesome.
that's great. Then next week we're gonna put, I don't know, have you then sign? And then next week we're gonna put the idea submission up, where people can say, well, I think it would be cool if someone worked on this, and yes, I want to do it, or no, I don't have time, or something. Right? That's where we kind of encourage people to get ideas flowing. Could be anything.
Right.
So that requires a little bit more Airtable setup and update to the website. And then there's other website stuff that maybe you want to. There are several sections that can go live. One is an FAQ. People have different questions. And we can use those from last year. what are the tracks available? Do I need to bring a team? Do I need to know how to code? This type of stuff. So section by section, it's good to put these things live. The important one is really the idea submission next week. And the code exists, it's just restyling it to the new theme and then hooking up Airtable and putting it live and then posting about it several times. The posting is pretty important right now, and probably over the next few weeks as well. That's just kind of what's going on with website and marketing, I guess.
Marketing and website's priority right now, and then once we've gotten that in, then it's sort of thinking about structuring and putting events in the calendar, and then creating the documents ready to go for the participants, like this is what you need to know, starting communicating with participants who are interested, but right now it's marketing because we want to get more people in.
Could we do on the marketing side, could we do more, maybe like a more targeted like press release, like target like Bitcoin Magazine, No BS Bitcoin,
yes.
Stuff like that?
Let's do it.
Yes,
okay.
That was on my list too, Bitcoin Magazine also. That would be amazing if someone took the initiative on that one. And it could even be grabbing the one from article from 3 years and running it through AI, coming up
totally
and tweaking it a bit or so.
And what about boost on podcasts as well?
Yes, if you have connections or so.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we can get someone to just plug it in without like paying or something. Why don't we start a thread on Designathon about like the PR stuff, and let's just throw ideas on there and contacts that we know and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you can be very proactive with this. I mean, you can just be like, I content Bitcoin Magazine, done.
Cool.
Like,
yeah, I can do that then. Yeah.
Because this is, I think, as Christoph said, we're leading idea submissions already next week.
Yeah.
So, just feel free to, like, how long did we say we would keep applications open?
Idea submission is 2 weeks, then project submission is 2 weeks, then the event is 2 weeks.
Yeah, so we're looking at another 3 weeks of promotions right now. 3 weeks of promotions. And ideally, we're looking to do, like, in terms of social media, like posting on Nostr, and maybe like 3 posts, at least a minimum of 3 posts a week.
Yeah.
Just getting people to retweet it. So like in terms of creating imagery for social media, we're looking at having 3, 6, 9. So we need 9 separate images for social media over the next 3 weeks.
Yeah. Could also be more if you find some cool images and animate them, have them say random stuff about the event. Just go for it.
You've become head of design for social media, Eric.
Yeah. I think it depends on how much stuff we line up. We also might need to post more. Like every time a sponsor comes in, we can post that. Every time there's a design track, or for every partner event, we can post about it. So there's kind of a minimum of 3 per week. But in practice, it would be good to just really split every little one of these things up. Website got updated. We don't have an FAQ. Check it out.
Exactly.
Drum up attention. I'll continue to just manage the website and the Airtable and all of that stuff. If you guys want to handle some of the outreach, that'd be super amazing.
Is there an idea just to start like a social media post idea document? We probably have one from the last Designathon as well. We don't need to reinvent the wheel.
I don't know if we do. I mean, we can use the same document here.
Yeah, I feel like we did that the last time.
I mean, I would encourage people to just jump in Figma and just start making stuff. So maybe we could put that in the doc, but just like if you have ideas for social media assets, just make them, and then let's put them out there.
I believe, like, I what I can do on my side is I can start to think about social media posts in terms of, hey, time is ticking, 3 days until you can submit your last. So then kind of, share those ideas as well. Hey, last 3 days for project submissions, let's go. So kind of working backwards in terms of time. And then also looking for sponsors, let's go. So just putting together maybe a list of, if we do 3 posts a week, like putting together a list of, I don't know, 9 different ideas, or maybe even 15 in total, 15 posts all the way from sponsors to time is ticking to looking for project submission ideas. Probably like 15 posts or something. I don't know,
Yeah, didn't we have something started here? Yeah, we have social media here at the bottom of the main thing. We can just expand on that one.
Yeah.
Um,
Sponsorship's another one that we need to. So while we're doing like promotion, looking for people to attend, we also would do sponsorship outreach as well. So that's another piece of the puzzle, which it's about the good time to start now as well.
Yeah, and that, I mean, between all of us, we have a whole bunch of contacts that we can reach out to. So it's maybe just creating a list. I think it would be cool if there's, let's say there's a Bitcoin track and some Bitcoin company wants to sponsor a prize. It could be a hardware wallet, could be something else. Or let's say there's an eCash one, or let's say there's, I don't know. And then I think that might help that company might get it too, like, oh, we're sponsoring this track, we're sponsoring this prize. Maybe that's a way to think about it. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, I know for the eCash note design, Genloff wants to put a bounty on it, so I could see if I can get open cash and maybe match it. And yeah, so we'll have some sponsorship for that.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, so I think last time we finalized the prizes after we had all the we finalized which prize is going to win what after we already had we got this random collection of prizes to give away, and then we assigned them. Yeah, so just drumming up things might be a good starting point.
So social media posts for sponsors, so social media posts and outreach for sponsorship. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just realized here in the schedule, I did enter the social media posts so far.
Oh.
And I'll just keep doing that as we go.
Oh, that's nice.
And you're welcome to take any of those, repost it. I also, I have Blue Sky. I posted in Blue Sky about the event too.
Which document is this in, Christoph? Sorry, I didn't see this.
That's a Designathon 2 planning doc. It's accessible from the general. It's the same one we've used the last few times.
And that's in which section? Sorry,
I just shared the link. Okay. Announce individual sponsored tracks. Okay, so 3+ times per week. Outreach to news sites. Bitcoin Magazine seems like a no-brainer to reach out to. I don't know if we can just submit or if we need to find a contact there. Pavlinex, the last few times he had a contact there that he could talk to, but I don't know if it's necessary or not. Is that something we want to tackle next week? Bitcoin Magazine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like a good one.
Anyone want to start or own that one, or at least kick it off?
I don't have a contact at Bitcoin Magazine.
No, I mean, it's just about getting I think you can actually just submit it. They have a submission form, and I think a contact is just helpful for getting it through, getting eyes on it maybe a little more quickly. So
yeah, I don't know if I have a contact. I know people that write there that I could nudge, be like, hey, we submitted this, but I don't know if they're the people in charge of making decisions as to what is posted or what is not.
Yeah, let's just put the article together. I'm sure it's not too crazy. It just has to be a little bit about the event. We have all we can refer to the one from last time, and we can all tag team together on this a bit.
Yeah, I wrote my name for the social media post and for the Bitcoin Magazine article. I can just Google Designathon, Bitcoin Magazine, Bitcoin Design Community, and I should find the old one.
Yeah, we should definitely do No BS Bitcoin as well, because I know that gets a lot of traction on a lot of podcasts. A lot of podcasters are reading out those articles, so we might have some of
that. I found the Bitcoin Magazine article already. It's in the chat.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. The No BS, they basically just repost stuff, right?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
They write a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I've always found it interesting that becomes a resource when they just repost things. but I've never really closely looked at it. It's just my impression. Yeah, if people refer to it, then let's do it. No BS. What's Bitcoin News? Is that a different one?
Yeah, bitcoinnews.com, I think. Yeah, like the red logo.
Yeah, and then we can submit one of those then to Stacker News or someone. I'm sure someone will do it. Alex is here. Hi, Alex.
Hello, good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for joining.
Oh, hey, Alex.
Hey, yeah, Alex, nice to see you again.
Celebrity appearance.
Absolutely not, but great to see you guys too.
Yeah. Did you just come in, or were you already around for a bit?
I just joined like 5 seconds ago. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, we're just smack in the middle. We just went through all the events we're organizing, and now we're in the middle of the next steps for the Designathon planning, which is writing an article, getting it in Bitcoin Magazine, and just kind of drumming up the support a little bit. That's kind of so. This week we put the basic website live. First social posts went out. So now we're also trying to get the drumbeat rolling over the next several weeks, while we're then also lining up other things like sponsors and agenda and all of those things.
Awesome.
Alex, you're a good person to ask about this next topic. We're going to do outreach for sponsors. And I know you have a lot of experience with this. We're wanting to choose the different categories with which the projects are going to be judged on. Now, I shared the document from BTC Florianopolis with Christoph, the judging document that we used. But how can we, at which stage are we coming up with the different themes, micro themes with which we're judging with? Is it after the ideas are submitted? Is it before the ideas are submitted?
Yeah, there's a few different strategies for this. One strategy is to create distinct hackathon tracks or designathon tracks and have a sponsor own each one. So yeah, if you want the participants to choose one route and do something specific, you can have a bunch of different distinct tracks, and each one of those tracks ideally would be owned by a sponsor that's like suited for that track. So that's one option. Another option is you could have like an overall competition and then have side challenges that sponsors own. That's my preferred format. Then like everybody can be judged together, but you can still have some diversity in the kinds of things that people are working on. But typically this happens before the event, so that it gives the participants an idea of, or if they're struggling to come up with ideas, then this gives them like a jumping off point.
Yeah, makes sense. I think last time we had a bunch of different prizes. We got some swag. We had a hardware wallet. There was some Bitcoin involved, and people kind of liked getting physical things. They almost preferred that more than getting money in a way, which was interesting. And it was also, we were trying to spread them quite a bit, so there was not like one massive prize, but just like just participate. It's just about being part and getting something for it, and it doesn't have to be this massive thing. And so it doesn't end up so mercenarial. Did you find anything that lends itself better or worse to kind of the more communal approach?
As far as like the specific prizes to give out?
Yeah, just the structure of organizing tracks and prizes.
Yeah, I think having more winners is more fun than having less winners. So having an excuse to even just recognize people, even if there's not like a hefty reward in having a specific prize, I think it makes the event better. Like something that we've been doing in all of our hackathons is we have like a quirkiest hack, which is, it's not like impactful whatsoever, but it's just fun to recognize a fun project.
Alex, could we get a copy of those like judging criteria, like those like side challenge prizes that you had at BTC Florianopolis? Because maybe we can just,
they're all public on the dev post, so I can give you the dev post. I'll send you the link for all of our dev posts. Put that in the chat. And Also, you can just like scroll on DevPost for other hackathons, and you can steal all of their challenges as well. That's something I've done in the past.
Yeah, that's excellent. So while we have you here, what are the most important things that we should talk about while we're all here? Maybe the kind of hackathon crossover topics.
Yeah, so in the group chat, we mentioned a couple of ideas. So Bitcoin Plus, or specifically for Bitcoin Design's involvement in Bitcoin Plus Plus events. So there's two big events coming up. The first is Bitcoin Plus Plus in Austin, the mempool edition. This will be the flagship conference for the Bitcoin Plus Plus conference series of the year, and there's going to be a hackathon there. It's in a few weeks now. It's about a month out. So this is definitely, timing-wise, a great opportunity to cross-promote any events that you guys are throwing. So for that one, this is going to be our standard in-person hackathon. So some ideas we talked about it is having a hackathon track owned by the Bitcoin design community. Or sorry, not a hackathon track, a hackathon side challenge, like best design, or maybe something more specific if you have better ideas.
Best design or best accessibility even. Yeah.
Yeah, like I love that, like a best accessibility project. Also, yeah, saw an idea for like best accessibility modifications to existing project. I think would be a cool challenge.
Yeah.
This is good. Christoph is writing these ideas down. Perfect.
Yeah, this is interesting because ideally it is whatever the design challenge is, it's also relevant to the people who are there for the mempool stuff.
Yeah, like the best side challenges are ones that are like loosely applicable to as many projects as possible, but still influence what people are working on enough that yeah, like it differentiates that they actually went for the challenge. So that there's a line to we want it's great so that everybody that submits a project can go after the challenge, but also you want them to put some effort, and it's not just like an automatic submission. So
I think this is cool. I think this is cool, very fun as a nice, like that would be the second official collaboration with the Bitcoin design community with the BTC++, because the first time we collaborated just, happened through pure serendipity, UX Bootcamp Florianopolis, and now here we are again. So this is nice. It's like bringing the design into BTC++, which tends to be a more like developer focused event, and now you're inviting the design in as well, which I think is really nice. Yeah.
Okay, so action item here is probably to brainstorm maybe some ideas. I'm not really sure what people hack on at a mempool hackathon. I know what the mempool is. I know how it works. It seems very abstract. I'm kind of curious what people will work on there.
Yeah, generally all of our hackathons are open-ended, so anything to do with Bitcoin is fair game. So if you have an idea coming in, you can always work on it. But there's going to be like one of the judging criteria is just like applicability to the theme. So you just get a few like bonus points if it's on theme. But by no means will every project have to do the mempool.
Gotcha. Okay.
Great.
So what do you? Yeah, go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, just thinking. So it sounds like we're doing it. So there will be a hackathon, at least challenge, owned by the Bitcoin design community. That's great, and we can figure out the specifics later on. But just what that involves is just having some representation at the events. Are you guys planning on coming to Austin?
I will be there.
There's the representation.
Amazing. So that's great. So you can judge, or if anybody.
Yep, I can judge.
From the design.
Help coach teams. I can, host a little workshop on accessibility and maybe even bring in somebody to talk about design. So
it sounds amazing.
I think everyone else is in other countries or across the pond, so it's not so easy to just kind of come over.
No worries. Completely understand. Okay, so that's great. So that's the challenge. The only other thing is just if you want to have a prize, typically, if you could find something desirable to put up as a prize, that would also be on you guys as you're owning the challenge to put up for that thing. So it can be as small as a certificate saying you win. It can be as big as a car. Frankly, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter the monetary value. Just whatever you guys can put together will be appreciated.
Yeah. Did you find something that works better or worse for these prices? Do people just want Bitcoin, or do they like swag? Or
yeah, like I don't know, having like a little trophy, something sentimental, I think makes a big impact on people. If it's just like the cash prize alone doesn't necessarily cheapen it, but unless the cash prize is big, it sometimes feels like a letdown. So yeah, maybe if you're not willing to throw in thousands and thousands of dollars, then something more physical would be probably better.
Okay, so we have Jason on the ground there. So if
I'll probably have some extra bit axes as well, so I might have a few of those to toss in as part of the prize. So.
Great
and
idea.
would be cool to 3D print some custom Bitcoin design cases or holders for the BitX.
That would be cool. Yeah.
I don't know what your BitX is like, but I got mine at a workshop here, and it is a 3D printed case that just kind of holds it up.
I mean, we've never had like that. Would be fun to look into, like a fun, like sort of semi-transparent, like just Bitcoin design and something fun with. I don't know, those are fun. I remember in Florianopolis, the people were just like grabbing the what you mentioned, the prizes, the physical like trophies. Yeah, they were just grabbing them like this is the best thing,
Everybody takes a picture with it, everybody posts the pictures, and you get like the nice thing from the event. There's a lot of benefits too.
Okay.
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so we'll have the trophy prize discussion representation at the event. Have to think of a challenge. And then what do we need to provide to you? It's going to go on the website or anything else? Descriptions, marketing material?
Yeah.
Anything else?
The challenge description, when you have it, the prize description is what we talked about. That's like, this is really logistically all that needs to happen. Everything else could just happen.
Challenge description and prize description. Okay, let's just write this down.
This is just for updating the website or the dev post specifically, and then also to include in the kickoff presentation, we want to talk about each of the prizes. So then otherwise, I'll make a note to ask Lisa about like a design workshop. I think that's a great idea. To maybe even like during the hacking period. Like I know that there's a ton of speakers showing up, so speaker slots are hard to come by, but I'm making a note of bringing this up to Lisa to try to fit in.
Jason, you mentioned someone who could do the design workshop.
Well, I don't know if I have somebody that can do it in person. I was just wondering if maybe we have somebody on this team, that could join remotely.
Would that be enough? Yeah.
To my understanding, Lisa tries to avoid the conferencing in just because of technical issues in the past.
Gotcha.
So like in person is always better, but she might be able to make it work. But yeah, I will ask.
Okay, I could talk to Sahil as well and see if maybe he's interested. No guarantee.
He certainly will be there, probably. I'd expect.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Workshop. Is Mia also in Austin? Not sure. I'll have to check.
I think so.
Yeah.
I've heard the name. Yeah.
Okay.
I know some folks in Austin are working with Mia. I know much, but I don't know if I've met her or if she's in Austin.
I haven't spoken to her in a few years. But she's on Sahil's latest podcast, or her most recent one. So just kind of listen to that to see what she's up to. Cool. Awesome. Very cool.
Fun. Thank you for having us as a design track. We're super happy to jam with you guys again.
I'm super pumped. I think the event is dramatically improved by your involvement. So
happy to hear that. We just had a call today with a board meeting today for the Bitcoin Design Foundation, and we spoke, very fondly about Florianopolis and how it was. You guys just commented on how nice it was to have the designers at the hackathon. So we'll do our best to try to be involved in this one, whether remotely. Very happy that Jason's going to be there live in person. Thank you, Jason. So
of course, wouldn't miss it.
Yeah.
Oh, and to return the favor. So for the previous Designathon, we had this commingle section, basically other events that are happening at the same time. There was either a partnership or they just happened to go at the same time. So I think that'd be cool to also put on the website.
Yep.
Yeah, so we should do that as well.
Have you seen our fun website, Alex? Well, I'll share it with you. Which one is it again?
Event.bitcoin.design.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this is gorgeous.
Yeah. We've been having so much fun with that.
That's so cool.
Just move over those little ones and enjoy those bubbles changing.
And that's so cool.
Yeah.
Like the tasteful floating as well, the moving, but it's not too jarring. Yeah, that's cool.
Cool.
Do we want to talk about Vegas as well?
Vegas? There's Vegas happening too?
Yes.
Yeah, that's in May, right?
Yep. So actually, okay. So for context, for those who don't know, Bitcoin is partnering with Bitcoin Inc., who plans the big conferences, the ones in Miami and Nashville, and now Vegas this year. And we're planning the official hackathon. This hackathon kicks off on Monday. It'll be a month and a half-ish, almost 2 months, and it'll lead up until like a week and a half before the Vegas conference at the end of May. So yeah, so the hackathon is going to be purely online, and again, yeah, starting on Monday on April 7th. So yeah, see,
we've written, a few days.
Yeah, so this is in a few days. On Monday, we're going to have a kickoff Twitter Spaces. I think it's from the Bitcoin Mag's handle. Where and it would be great to shill all of the challenges. So yeah, if you guys want to be involved in this event as well, I think it would be great fit. So we can do something similar where there's a best design prize or best accessibility prize. But yeah, so this is another avenue of collaboration. This will be a massive online hackathon.
This is a massive online hackathon. Online. Okay.
Yeah, it's more like Legends of Lightning.
Right.
From back in the days. Yeah, sounds awesome. It sounds really awesome. It's already Monday, so we kind of, and you're kicking it off Monday, so we kind of have to act quickly here. I think it would be amazing if design teams also participate. I mean, it sounds like it's a month and a half long. You don't have to start right away. If you start 3 days late, a week late, 2 weeks late, you're still fine, right?
That's the expectation.
Of time. Yeah, so I think it'd be great if we cross-promote it. And
totally.
The design track would also be, is it the same expectations around the design track and price? I mean, obviously not that someone is there in person, but similar idea, come up with a side quest.
Yeah, this one, yeah. So the commitment is basically the same, except that there's no in-person element for this. So it's just purely. Yeah.
So from the copy side, it's exactly the same two things that would be needed for the Austin one.
Yeah. Correct. Thinking because it's so long, because it's such a long amount of time, and because of the probably expected number of submissions, you could probably be a bit more prescriptive about the kinds of things that you want built. Like perhaps if we're interested in doing the best accessibility modification to an existing app, perhaps this event might be better because people can make their whole project around that. And you will still have a sufficient number of submissions. Like we don't have to make it like broadly applicable to everybody. So yeah, just some food for thought about the kinds of things that you can do. Yeah, because it's so massive and because it's such a long amount of time, you can have a bit. Yeah, the more specific challenges that are asking more of the hackers might be a better fit.
And since it's on, yeah.
I was just going to ask, is there a list of existing challenges? Because we also don't want to duplicate anything.
So yeah, that would
likely, but
there are basically zero. I don't think anything to do with design. You do not have to worry about stepping on anybody's toes.
But on the technical side, is there a list or anything none? Like just
right now, all
what
we have
the
a
tracks are.
sponsor. It's just a sponsor challenges, but yeah, I'm struggling to think of anything possible that there would be anything close to.
So you don't want to say what they are.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can't announce these.
Okay.
Yeah, Monday we'll announce a couple, and then some more come through. But it's mainly just like using sponsors, tech stacks, stuff like that.
Okay.
So what you're looking at is basically just like a paragraph being a little bit more descriptive with regards to accessibility, a paragraph with regards to design, a small sponsorship from outside, whether it's a physical prize or anything like that. And then would a design workshop online be relevant for the Vegas one as well?
Great point. Forgot to mention that. Yes, we're doing a conference or a workshop series throughout this the hacking period, throughout like the 2 months. Yeah, would love to have representatives from the Bitcoin design community delivering one or more of these workshops.
Yeah.
Awesome. The first Designathon actually started at the same time as the Legends of Lightning, which was also like 2 months long or something like that. And we position it as a way that, well, you got some teams can start during the Designathon and just kind of focus on the concept, focus on design, and then afterwards join Legends of Lightning to then develop it. So that was kind of a nice combination there. In this case, it's a little bit different because the Designathon happens more towards the end of this long hackathon. Doesn't work quite as smoothly, but maybe there is still maybe some teams want to start with more technical foundation, then they want to kind of take advantage of Designathon in a way, and then you kind of make a submission. But of course, the important thing is for prices, the price has to be for the work that is done during the duration and specifically for this event, right? You cannot bring in with like an amazing design. So there has to be a consideration, like teams have to say like, okay, I came in with this and I ended up with that, and then evaluation. So if there's crossover, that's great. The teams can definitely do it. There just needs to be a little bit of transparency about it.
One other possibility to think about this is for the Designathon, even though it's towards the end, one detail I forgot to mention, any submission to the Vegas hackathon is rewarded with a free ticket to the conference. And that extends to anybody that submits just like a pure design project as well. So purely as an opportunity to get a free ticket to the Vegas conference. If anybody that participates in the Designathon wants to convert their submission to a Vegas hackathon submission, that would be rewarded with a free ticket. So no downside and cross submitting.
So in terms of workshops, I mean, when are the workshops kicking off online for Vegas for the online workshop section? When is it kicking off?
The plan is to do roughly one a week, starting not the first week, but the second week.
One a week. Okay.
Yeah, so I guess not this coming week, but the week after will be the first.
Okay, and then so you'll do what, 6 weeks worth of no, sorry, not 6 weeks, 8 weeks worth of workshops.
Yeah, I think it's like 6 or 7, but yes,
cool.
6 or 7 individual workshops.
Yeah, so this would be interesting to also come up with workshops that are relevant to maybe the different tracks. If there's something about Lightning or Arc or whatever it might be, quantum secure private keys or whatever it is, which I'd love to see. But we'll see if anyone works on that. Maybe we can do an appropriate workshop on one of those topics, dig up some resources, discuss the topic in general, maybe dive into just lay out the space a little bit with the people who are interested in that. But for that, we'd have to know what the tracks are, what people are likely to get into.
Yeah, so there's not any like tracks, like the prescription tracks like that exactly. It's just sponsored challenges. So just like the Austin Hackathon, the overall competition is open-ended. Anything to do with Bitcoin is fair game. There is no prescription. But then, sponsors will be offering challenges like best use of X technology, perhaps, or maybe they'll have a specific challenge that pertains to the solution that company solves. But the general competition should be thought of as open-ended.
So Alex, in terms of the timing and maybe just getting a date in for the workshop, a bunch of us on this call, I'm just going to look for timing as well. A bunch of us are heading over to another in-person event. I know Christoph's going to be there, Eric's going to be there, I'm going to be there, and that is what is that? End of May.
Oslo Freedom Forum.
Yeah.
So that coincides directly with it overlaps with the in-person Vegas conference. So the hackathon, like our involvement, will be like the hackathon will be over before Oslo starts.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so if we can just have just send us over a date, and then I mean, there's Christoph, there's Eric, there's myself. Any one of us could take care of that workshop.
It could be multiple. I mean, ideally, we could make it kind of really dependent on what the market demands, in a way. So it's not too generic, but people really get something out of it.
Yeah, and definitely open to suggestions. We definitely aren't going to have a specific or a super narrow demand. It's very open ended. So you have ideas about what hackers should be thinking about and what you want to communicate to this large pool of hackers, that is completely welcome.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
it's a fun way to bring. Go ahead.
Another option is just to do a general one around resources, around design. I don't know, maybe a little bit too general. The alternative is to just wait a few days. Do you guys have a forum where hackers are meant to talk to each other and hang out? Because then you can observe the conversation a little bit and then come up with something.
Yeah, the Bitcoin Plus Discord will be used. I can send you this link. Yes.
Okay, but yeah, all stuff that we'll think of something. We'll need to brainstorm a little bit for all these things.
Absolutely, and another thing is like we can add an Ask a Designer channel in the Discord like we did for Brazil. And we can do it for Austin as well.
It's a good one. Good one.
Ask Eric about eCash channel.
Yeah, eCash support. That's a great idea.
Yeah, let's do it.
Eric, yeah.
Just imagine Eric like, what? This is so weird, How many people are you expecting to attend the online hackathon, Alex?
Okay, so with zero advertising and zero, with zero marketing and PR from Bitcoin Magazine's handles, we have like 80-ish or close to 100 submissions, or 100 like registrations. So the expectation is on Monday, it's going to blow up. I wouldn't be surprised if we have hundreds of projects, like literally hundreds of projects that get submitted.
I mean, you have a big prize pool, so it's a big incentive. I just saw.
What's the price?
Yeah,
like 10, 20,000, right?
Yeah, it's at 30,000, including sponsored prizes at this point, but that should be growing as more sponsors close.
So we were just discussing before you got on the call, is we've only done one tweet, and we've got 18 submissions in for this one. We did the tweet, I think, like 3 days ago. Is there an opportunity for you to like also cross post our Designathon through your channels? Because if you got 80 people through your channels, you can get
something that we can do. So it's all her channels. So we'll mention Shill on Bitcoin Plus channels, as well as in person in Austin. This is a great opportunity just to like during the event saying like, hey, like you should get involved in the Designathon for everybody.
So we're going to have probably a whole bunch of pretty ongoing conversation or communication around all this stuff going on. What's the best way for all the organizational group here to stay in touch?
Yeah, so the Signal chat is probably a good start. We can have a standing meeting as well if that's helpful.
I mean, we're trying to do this one every week as kind of our weekly check-in, and we're checking in on 5 different events that we're organizing. But also, let's say I'm going to send you the descriptions or so. Like, I have a question about.
Are something. You in our Signal chats? There's a Bitcoin Design, Bitcoin Plus Signal chat.
Is there? I'm not in there as well. No.
Oh, it looks like it's just Jason.
Yeah, you have me on Signal, Alex. And if you message me, then I can also just give you Christoph. I can see if I can add Christoph as well.
Yeah.
Mo
just added you. You can add everybody else.
Cool. I'll go ahead and add. Yep.
Oh, also Eric. All of what we're talking about goes for the eCash or Casher community as well. We'd love to get you guys involved in these events if you so do wish.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask the Cashew guys if anyone's interested in working on maybe making a submission. Those guys are always working, so.
Yeah, but even to do like a eCash theme challenge or something is also welcome.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, we have one already planned for the Bitcoin Designathon, but there's probably more.
Fantastic.
Cool. Christoph, you've been added.
Awesome. Thank you. Very exciting. Let's get all this stuff on track here.
The summer of hackathons, guys.
Yes. So Monday we're also going to submit. We're going to update to the website where people can start submitting ideas. The way we're going to do that is people can submit ideas and kind of sign up for 2 weeks. So it's like, I want someone to work on this, or I think this is cool and I want to work on it. And then people will be able to then for 2 weeks, people can form projects, and they can be based on ideas that were submitted, or it can be new things. And then once the event begins, ideally people already have thought about ideas, they've already formed projects, and that makes it ideally easier for also for solo people to find something that they can contribute or be part of. So that's how we have the next several weeks. There will be website updates accordingly and messaging. So it'll be cool. And then we'll try to mix in the BTC++ and the Bitcoin Conference hackathon. It's we'll blast out.
So I've got here, in terms of our collaboration, Alex, I've got 3 points: cross-posting BTC++, Designathon, description of prizes, accessibility and design, and workshop dates. So I've got those as like open standing items to get behind, both for Vegas as well as this one that's happening now online, as well as for the other one. So yeah.
And for the prizes tracks and for the workshops, maybe we'll come up with a list or so, and then you can let us know if something's completely inappropriate or so, or if things not going to fly with the audience. You can let us know, then we have some options.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to help with your ideas as well.
Awesome.
Cool.
Is this your full-time job? Organize?
This is not. This is my second full-time job. Yeah. No, anyway, thank you guys so much for just your enthusiasm and involvement. Again, I really think the events are dramatically improved by y'all's involvement. And
that is amazing.
What you're doing.
I'm happy that, I love how this all just came together, because Jason just rolled you in, and then there you are. And then we collaborated too in Florianopolis, and, just repeating the same thing. But now it's cool. It's fun.
It's easy. It's
good.
Yeah. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a great summer.
Let's have fun.
Awesome. So we're at the hour. Should we wrap it up and just keep everything else online? Or is there anything you want to urgently talk about? Yashraj, you had a question about judging or earlier. Do you still want to talk about that? Or how's everyone doing?
I'm ready to call it a day.
Yeah.
Good. I have plenty of action items, so I'm good as well.
Awesome. Cool. Well, then thank you so much, everyone. Is it this is recorded? Is it okay if I upload it, or does anyone prefer not to have it uploaded?
It's fine with me.
Okay. I think it's fine.
Awesome.
Good here.
Well, I should have stopped the recording before asking that. I'm just going to do that right now.